Este podcast es traído a ustedes gracias a HL Brand PR. Se realizan todo tipo de uniformes deportivos, especialistas en sublimación, comprometidos con el deporte. Madison Cruzado, welcome to Puerto Rico.
Thank you for having me.
How
Happy to
are
be
you?
here. I'm good. I'm good.
¿Esta es tu tercera vez que vienes a la isla?
Yes, third time here. Yes.
What do you think about your first time versus this time?
Yeah. I feel so much more comfortable here. My first time, I had no idea of Puerto Rico. I had never been here. My family had never visited. We always wanted to come. It just never worked out. So I would say the most shocking thing are the roads here. Driving. A little dangerous. Not used to it. Very different than Ohio. But no, Puerto Rico's amazing. I love it here. I feel comfortable. People are accepting. I've had a great time.
You just mentioned that you never came here before. I mean, when you are a little girl.
Yeah.
And your father and mom are from Puerto Rico?
My father, his family was born in Puerto Rico.
His family.
Yes, but he had never been to the island before I played here. So it was an opportunity for basically the family to return to the island and see.
Wait. So your dad is from Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Your mom?
Not from Puerto Rico.
From where?
Yeah. They're both born in the States. She's from Ohio, too.
Ohio.
Yeah.
So you are from Ohio.
From Ohio.
You have family in Puerto Rico because your dad.
Yes.
But your dad never came to the island before.
Never, no. I've asked him why not.
Yeah.
I think just life gets in the way. Sometimes it's hard to, you're playing sports growing up. Especially for me, like, that kept us busy. We didn't have time to really take family vacations, things like that. So we've always wanted to come. And so we're just grateful that I get to be here now.
How this connection between Madison Cruzado and the Liga Voleibol Superior Femenina in Puerto Rico came through your life?
Yeah. So thinking back, I think when I was 16 years old, playing club volleyball, talking to colleges, getting recruited, there had been, I can't remember his name, there had been a person that was involved in the younger national team.
Okay.
And he kind of brought up the idea, like, have you thought about Puerto Rico? In terms of the national team, there's also a league here. So he kind of threw out that idea that there's kind of life beyond just college, and Puerto Rico existed. So I think that was the first time I heard about it. And then I committed to the University of Notre Dame, and one of my coaches, her best friend was the wife of, or her friend was the friend of Fernando Morales.
Ah, Michelle.
Yes.
Michelle Noguera. Saludito, Michi.
Yeah. So he had been looking for players from the states that are interested.
Of course.
So my senior year, talked to Fernando to learn about the league, throw my name in the draft, and then I was picked up by Naranjito my first year. So
Fernando, he's always looking around girls. Este sellón es nuevo y I'm trying to be comfortable with him. Sorry, people, I'm trying to fit myself in this new. This is new. This is the first time that we are using this for this podcast. So I will get to it. Okay, so Fernando, and then you decide to sign up the paperwork to be able to be eligible for the draft. And 2021?
2021. Mm-hmm.
And Naranjito draft you?
Yes.
What happened?
Naranjito.
Tell me a little bit about the story behind until that moment and today.
And today, So just to talk a little bit about college beforehand.
No, let's talk about now from Naranjito when the draft
Oh,
happened.
okay, I understand. I remember sending videotape to Fernando. I said, please send these to coaches, whoever can look at me, give me a chance. And
Really? Okay.
yeah, Jamil was the coach.
Jamil
so
Torres,
I played my first year with him. I didn't get much starting time, but I learned a lot that year, just being on the team, having that experience. And then after Naranjito, I was a free agent, talking to teams who could pick me up. You know, it's hard for liberos to find spots.
It is.
It's hard. And I actually ended up trying out for Juncos. What was supposed to be a week tryout turned into a month tryout. It was a great experience, played well. The coach wanted me on the team, and unfortunately it didn't work out with the number of roster spots in the administration. So I had set out the 2022 season. The following year, which was last year, Juncos drafted me. And so I've been there ever since.
Okay, exactly, because you play 2021, 2022, you never get an agreement with any team. So automatically in 2023, you went to the draft.
Yeah.
And then that's the year Junco draft you.
Yep.
But this year, Madison, play amazing volleyball.
Thank you.
I just want to tell you I'm really proud of what you did this season. And a lot of people are really proud about you.
Thank you. It was a tough season. I'm very proud of myself. But yeah, it's kind of crazy that the season's over. It just feels like for the past 4 months have been a blur because so much has happened, but also just grateful for the opportunity. It's a great year.
Last year,
Yeah.
Junco draft you. A lot of people start to talk about you. NCAA, she played Naranjito but never had the opportunity. Then nobody signed her in 2022. In Junco, you played, you had opportunities, but not too much neither, right? But this year, the team decided to put you in the line, in the fire. What do you think that Madison did inside of you?
Yeah.
You know, or how you had the capability to improve at the level that you did it? Because you play amazing. So you top leader in stats. So you had great defense, pass. Hey, you won the volleyball fantasy, and I don't care if people say that this is volleyball fantasy. To win the MVP in volleyball fantasy, you need to score points, okay, in defense and pass, and you did it top number one always, weeks. Tell me about it.
I think a big part of it was it being my third year in Puerto Rico. I was a little bit more familiar with the environment, with how the league's running. So felt a little bit more comfortable in just being here and getting another opportunity to play. But I also think that Jetty gave me an opportunity to, be the libero, be captain coming into season. And I really looked at that as a challenge to see, hey, this coach is giving me an opportunity that I've wanted. At college, I didn't have this big career. It wasn't the right time. It wasn't the opportunity for me. So I kind of looked at that as a challenge and to show to other people, also to show to myself like what I could do in volleyball, because I've been waiting for a long time for an opportunity like this. And I think the mindset that I had this year really was to just control what I can control and kind of let go of the outcomes. And so for that means being prepared, watching film, just really focusing on the areas of the game that I can be involved with and how I can help my team. So when you talk about scoring points in fantasy, I'm thinking, hey, serve receive, how can I take this seam? How can I kind of read this server, take more balls? Defense, how can I touch as many balls as I can to affect our game, to help us win?
Yeah.
So, I just kind of took it day by day, had that mentality, and had a very successful year.
You had an amazing year. Do you think that you can improve more, or do you think that you are right now at the top level of your capacity?
No, I truly believe this is just the beginning for me. I will say in college, I didn't land at the right program that fit my style of play. It was a situation where you get to a program, they run this certain system, and it kind of alters the player that you are. And so I kind of had to go through restructuring the type of player that I am and kind of relearning the player that I am and want to be after college. And so, you know, I think this season was just an amazing opportunity for me to kind of grow into myself. And I think it was a pivotal moment in my career, like becoming a professional. I could see myself becoming more consistent day in and day out in doing my job. And so I really think this is just the beginning. There's so much more to learn. There's so much more just becoming a professional athlete, like all of those things that go into it, the lifestyle, the physical, nutritional, learning those things. So there's so many more things I could learn, and I'm very excited for the future, where it goes.
How you feel playing here and living here? How Madison feel about that?
Playing here and living here, I feel like it's a perfect opportunity for me. So the way that Puerto Rico, you know, the league, everything happens in the evenings. That's when we practice. That's when we play. It's a competitive league. I get to play against amazing players, Carly Lloyd, Deborah. Like, you could name so many players that played this year, played before me. So I get to play in a competitive league, get to live in Puerto Rico. I also, during the day, I have a job. And so I'm able to have that balance between the two. And I'm just very fortunate in the position that I am to be able to play. And I think Puerto Rico's a great opportunity for me and where I should be.
This year was one of the tough season in Puerto Rico that every athlete had. Because too many games, right? But also, you was in the semifinal with Santurce, which had a lot of players with a lot of experience. Okay? You have 25, right?
I'm 25, yep.
25 years old. Deborah Seilhammer is one of the biggest libero that Puerto Rico had in the volleyball history. What do you learn from her during this season?
And I've watched Deborah before this season, and I've been
Really?
a fan, yes. There's been amazing liberos in Puerto Rico, so Deborah, of course, has been on my
too many
radar to learn.
goods, yes.
Exactly. With Deborah, I just think Deborah has reached a level of, you know, like mastering the game. She's solid service receive, defense, as a leader on the court, out of system setting. So all of those skills she has, and she's consistent and comes in day out and does her job. And I also really enjoy her persona. I'm not a big cheerleader of a libero. You're probably not going to see me scream real loud or celebrate really big.
You should.
You think? Maybe I'll try it.
You should.
But so I think I relate to her in that way, kind of the...
Want to relax.
Yes. So I find a lot of things from her.
So, when you start to saw the stats, oh my God, I'm competing against Lebora, and I'm getting good numbers like her. You know, both getting numbers there. Do you think that help you to get more positives, you know, be positive in your game? Better thinking about yourself while you are playing, because you are comparing yourself during the season with somebody that had a lot of experience and you was playing in terms of stats at the same level than her. Do you think that helped you to be better game through game?
I think so. Yeah. I think a little competition never hurt anyone. Like, it's, you know, but
exactly.
It motivates you to do better. I think for me, looking at the stats, I kind of focused more on myself and in my level, especially from last year. So something I noticed in my game was that towards the end of the season, you get tired. The level of play can drop off, and, you know, mentally or physically tired. So I think coming in this year, that's something that I wanted to change. I wanted to be consistent. I wanted to put up numbers. And so I think that's the mentality I had coming into the season. And then also competing with Deborah, motivates me to kind of finish that out and to get there.
¿Cómo está tu español?
No bueno.
No muy bueno.
No muy bueno, no. I never spoke Spanish growing up. I do understand a bit. That doesn't mean start speaking Spanish. But I do understand. It just really depends on the situation. I don't speak Spanish yet. One day I will.
And we are going to talk about a little bit about that. But I will ask you a question in Spanish. Let's see how we can do this.
Okay.
¿Cuán difícil es para ti o tú entiendes para cualquier jugadora hacer más de 30 defensas por juego?
It's hard. If I understood the question correctly, we were saying how difficult is it to get 30 defenses in a game per game? Yeah. See?
Yeah.
See?
High five.
Thank you.
She's getting there.
Getting there. It's pretty difficult. It depends on the team you're playing against, their game plan. I don't know where they're going to hit. I don't know, that would be, if it's a 3-set game, that's 10 digs per set, which is a lot of touches.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard.
You did that several times.
Yep.
And I know because I was collecting the data for the fantasy of Volimania, and I need to get the answer, how difficult it is. So this is something that you need to prepare yourself in terms of video, or this is more reaction, this is more IQ of the ball, of the game? What do you think that is that?
I think it's a mix of both. I think, especially when you're playing these teams multiple times, watching video is key to just having success as an athlete. So I think learning the tendencies of who you're playing is part of my preparation. I would also say watching myself really helps in the balls that I'm missing, or if I'm making a read here and I should be there. So I think being a student of the game really helps. And I also think that, like you said, having a high level IQ and understanding the situations in the game can help. But there's also things like covering your hitters. That could be a dig. Taking the free balls. That could be a dig. And so kind of thinking about how you can affect the game and touch more balls also contributes to that.
Back to Spanish. Okay. How is your current communication with people in the island?
Honestly, it hasn't been too much of a problem with not speaking Spanish, because it's either a situation where I understand enough Spanish, they understand enough of English. But no, it's been challenging at times. I think a funny story is I didn't know Jetty could speak English until maybe the beginning of the season. Really? Yes. So it was a situation. I was nervous to speak Spanish. He was nervous to speak English. So my first year, there really wasn't, too much communication. But we kind of got through that. So it's getting better. Communication is getting a lot better.
How was your communication during the season with the players? For example, I'm the libero. I need touches. Yeah. I'm here to do touches. Don't step in front of my way. Yep. How was that communication?
It also depends player to player. I think sometimes I could be like that, get out of my way. And they can respond to that. Sometimes you need to take a lighter approach to players. So I think understanding who you're speaking with in their personalities, how they respond. I think this year the communication in terms of Spanish wasn't as big of a problem just because we had 4. I'm trying to think. Kelly was really the only true nativa.
Yeah?
Yeah. So.
It is?
Yeah.
So your communication with Kelly was difficult?
A little bit. We understand. We do a lot of motions.
Because you guys, I think that are opposite.
Yeah.
So before to answer that question, let me ask ask you this one. ¿Cómo te defines? How do you how you are? You know, how you approach normally people.
Yeah.
How are your reactions?
I would say my reactions, I have a pretty even personality. I never get too high, too low. And I think that, especially with Kelly, I think she's fiery. She's, you know, like you said, the opposite personality of me. But at a player level, we respect each other a lot. We respect our game.
And you're sure.
Exactly. So that helps, knowing the intention behind your words. If I get on Kelly like, hey, we need to score this point, she knows I'm not trying to embarrass her or trying to make a difficult situation. It's because we want to win, and I know that she can do it. So having that understanding and respecting each other as a player helps with the communication on the court.
I think that being opposite is good because, and when I say opposite, it's not in the bad way. What I'm saying is that you just mentioned that you are more calm and Kelly's more hype, you know? She put a lot of emotion to the game, you not too much. So I think that the emotion of Kelly helped you to continue playing hard, right?
I agree. Yep.
Every time that Kelly fought for you in the net or start to talk with girls, defend my team, I'm defending my team, you feel that, okay, I have a teammate that is playing for us. It's not just for her.
Yes. I agree with that.
But do you think that your calm and the way that you approach help her to be more relaxing and keep focus?
I would hope she would say so. I think that's what I would hope my game affects and my personality. I think as a libero in that position, it's important to be dependable, reliable, and be poised, because you're the first point of contact. You're the one that starts the play, or that we want you to start the play and touch the ball.
Yes.
So I think that type of personality kind of fits that position. I know people may have different opinions and like personalities, but no, I think it's a good balance. Especially in service eve, I think that's when it comes in the most, kind of that calm, making sure people know their responsibilities. But yeah, I think it helps with the court. I would hope she would agree.
I think so. Put a comment, Kelly. Basado en tu personalidad. What do you think that changed from Ohio and Puerto Rico? The Madison in Ohio and the Madison in Puerto Rico.
Oh, that's a good question. I think Puerto Rico is an opportunity to, I wouldn't say completely reinvent myself, but I think it's a new environment. It's a new opportunity to show people who I am without, in Ohio, a lot of people know my personality, where the history. People didn't know me coming here, and so it was a new opportunity to discover what works for me as a player, my personality. In Puerto Rico, just playing here is so fun. Like playing in the chorus, the fanaticada, like it's just, especially Juncos, we have great fans. We have great fans, and we feel that support. So I think that's another side that I enjoy, coming to Puerto Rico and playing and experiencing that energy in that environment.
She say fanaticada.
Sí.
¿Siempre has vivido en Ohio?
Always, yes.
You born in Ohio?
Mm-hmm.
So you are Ohio girl.
I know.
100%.
I'll say Cleveland specifically, if you know.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Cleveland! I did it for you! You remember Lebron?
Yes. That's the only thing people know about Cleveland is LeBron, pretty much.
I went to Cleveland.
Okay.
I went to a football stadium, and I went to the Cleveland Cavalier court, the NBA court. And yeah, everybody's like, Cleveland, I did this for you. Yeah. What Cleveland did for you?
Man. Cleveland, think a lot of people joke on Ohio that it's Ohio, but honestly, Cleveland, that's where my story started. That's where I grew up. I was just a little kid trying to find a club team, trying to find somebody to give me a shot. And thankfully, I've come across some great coaches that even to this day, I go back home and train and have helped me prepare for the season in Puerto Rico.
Really?
Yeah. And Cleveland is always going to be a home. I don't know if Puerto Rico is the future for me in terms of living there. I go back to Ohio, but no, I appreciate Cleveland. And
tell me a little bit about your story in Ohio or Cleveland. When you started, at what age?
I started playing on a team at 10.
At 10?
At 10. My mom and my older sister always played volleyball, so I was around it as a little kid. But yeah, my first team was at 10, and then bounced around, tried to find the right club for me. And then really, once you turn 15 to 18, that's when college recruiting, that's the focus. That's the goal.
When you start at 10,
yeah,
and then you start to change from club to club until you found the perfect spot for you, right? When that pressure started, 15, 16, the college recruiter was there, how was that for you? How was that feeling? Cleveland give you that opportunity to get a scholarship, right?
No, completely, yeah.
Tell me about that process.
So, when I was playing club, my parents actually chose to play a year older, because that was the best team at the club at that time. So I think that was a really important part of getting exposure and being on a good team to be seen.
Okay.
But with that, you see all these girls getting recruited for colleges a year above you, and liberos are the last ones to get offers and scholarships too.
Yeah.
So kind of seeing that, just waiting for opportunity, and it finally came. Notre Dame reached out to me. At that time, the head coach was Hall of Fame head coach, and he was formerly the coach of Washington. His name was Jim McLaughlin. I basically committed to Notre Dame. It's an amazing university, but for that coach.
For that coach.
For that coach, yes.
Yes. They gave you the scholarship for libero.
For libero, yep.
That's not easy.
Yeah.
So you was top in the clubs in Cleveland?
I think my senior year, I was ranked. They do rankings of the country player. I think in my position, I was top 3.
Top 3 in high school?
In club.
In clubs?
The rankings, yep.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
You always play libero?
Always, yeah.
So you never play outside here or nothing? How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
Okay, that makes sense.
Makes sense, yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you went to college. What happened in college?
A lot of things happened in college. No, I went to college, and Notre Dame was an amazing university. I loved my experience there, the people that I met, the degree that I received. Volleyball was a little bit of a different story. I learned a lot, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think it was the right situation for me in terms of having an opportunity to have that career that everybody wants and kind of strives for. And so freshman year, get there, it was a situation where they try to change the player you are. And
really?
Yeah. So honestly, in college, the problem why, maybe I didn't start libero or, I was subbing in here out was my serve receive. That's what the coaches would tell me. Like, hey, we need you to pass at this level. Of course, I didn't agree at the time. I think I'm here, whatever. It is what it is. But I think that's something that kind of helped me professionally, too, and try to work on that part of my game. So to not have that excuse,
Just do it.
Just do it. Just, yeah.
That is what you want? Okay.
Exactly. Oh, this is my problem? Okay, now I'm going to do it better.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the best. So
yeah.
I think that helped me, even though at the time it wasn't a fun journey, unfortunately, but I did learn a lot my time at college. I learned a lot also just reviewing tape, just becoming a student of the game, all of those things too. So, yeah.
So self-receive. This is difficult, because that depends a lot about the setter height.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the outside hitters that play also in your team. Do you think that help you this season in Puerto Rico to have a 6-footer setter?
I would say so. Yeah, I could pass it tight to the net. She could jump and run the middle. Yes. Definitely. It was a little harder on me to get those passes higher, but no. I would agree. Setter was an important position.
So back to college.
Yes.
Notre Dame. How many years you study there?
4 years.
4 years.
Mm-hmm.
You have a bachelor degree?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What you study?
Business analytics.
You like it?
I do like it. Yep.
You are working or?
Working, yeah. I'm a data analyst, so I use what I studied in college is.
So you actually are executing your job.
Yes.
Plus volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
So volleyball is not just primary job.
No, volleyball is not. No.
Okay. Cleveland and Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
You just came to the island to play volleyball in 2021,
Mm-hmm.
2023, and this year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any experience coming to the island just for vacation?
Yes. Recently.
Recently, okay.
Recently.
Tell me
This
about
happened last year. My parents made the decision to get married, and they were married at Piñones.
Oh.
Yeah. So we took it was me, my mother, father, my older brother, and his pregnant wife at the time. And it was a very small wedding, but it was a family vacation, and that was the first time that we came to Puerto Rico just to enjoy it.
When was that?
That was last May, after season.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So basically because you playing here,
Yeah.
your parents came to see you,
Mm-hmm.
and they say, hey, wait, we love this.
Yep.
Let's get married over there.
Yep.
So this is a blessing for you and your family, right?
It is. Yes. Yes.
The opportunity to you to play here,
Mm-hmm.
and finally your dad come.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, you have family here?
Yes. Yes. Actually, not too sure. He might be living in Florida, but I do have family here. I've met them. I think they live near San Juan area. But again, that was the first time meeting them, my first year here, which is crazy.
Do you have friends here, Madison?
So I have friends here. I like to think so. Yes. Yes.
Who
friends?
who are your friends?
Through Puerto Rico, I've met some close friends. I would consider Noami Santos Lam one of my best friends. She's not here, unfortunately. I've been trying to get her to come back. Yeah, that we played at Naranjito together. We got close. We lived with each other.
Oh, really?
So we were roommates. I would say Elisa Alcantara. We gotten close this season, which we were both happy about, like finding somebody close in age. We had met like at I don't know, it was an NCAA camp, training camp for the summer.
Okay.
My first in 2021. So we had met a time, didn't know each other, and then came here and got along.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Roommates? Housemates?
roommates.
In Puerto Rico?
Yeah, in Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. Well, this year we had 7 people on the team living together.
Wait, what?
7 people in one house.
How many rooms had that house had?
7. Every
7
room
rooms?
filled. Yep. Every room filled.
Wow, it's a mansion.
Yes.
Nice.
It was nice. Yes, it was a good.
You still living there?
Still living there.
And Elisa also?
And Alyssa, yeah.
So, Elisa, you, Maggie, Harper,
Mm-hmm.
Morgan,
Mm-hmm.
She Diamond,
Mm-hmm. And then Chris. Chris Lauren. The second setter on our team.
Oh, Chris Justiniano.
She lives in Maya West.
Yeah, she lives
Yeah.
in Maya Chris. Wow.
Mhm.
How was that? I'm curious now.
Yeah.
7 ladies living in one house.
In one house. It was challenging at times. Like, there's so many different personalities. And you're playing with each other and then bringing everything
It's
back to the
24/7.
house. Yeah, 24/7 with the people. We figured out ways to make it work. But it was challenging at times. There's just a lot of people. When we're frustrated at the games, there's really nowhere to escape. So those were things like that I don't think people realize, like outside of the court, that teams go through and like have to work just I don't know, just to navigate that side. We don't really talk. We talk about, oh, we didn't play well, oh, we didn't, you know, but figuring out the other side and off the court and how we can get along and just get through it, because this season was tough.
This is like Casa de los Famosos. O sea, we can do a reality show.
We thought about that. We were like, we should be recording this. We should have, I don't know, the confessionals where they...
I need to talk with Junco. Yeah. Junco, let's put my cameras there. Come on, I have people working with us here.
Yeah. So.
Wow. Also, okay, so playing together, practicing together, then we're back to home together, everything together. You I'm curious now with this. You guys like have time, like hey, today you cook.
No, actually.
No? How was that?
I don't know how we did it, to be honest, but we didn't have any, you know, Tuesdays, Amethyst makes dinner. We didn't have any of that. We all did our own things, our own schedules, and somehow we made it work. I'm honestly not sure how we got through it.
Nice.
Yeah.
We can, to be honest, now makes sense for me. I can understand how well the communication with all of you was. Mm-hmm. We saw that in the court, we saw that in the bench, you know, and social media. We saw a lot of pictures of you guys, you know, hanging out together. How was the personal life for you this season in compared with the other ones?
Non-existent. For me personally, to be quite honest.
No vida social, no tenía vida. Solo jugar y practicar.
Not during season, not really.
Just play and practice.
Just play and practice. It was constant. And work. So
work. Tell me about that.
So, you know, I wake up in the morning. I work remotely, so I can work, fortunately, like wherever.
And you play, work in Ohio?
My work is out of New Jersey, but that job, I could work in
anywhere.
Ohio, Puerto Rico, anywhere in the U.S.
Nice.
Yeah, I have no complaints. Very blessed. But that took up my day, my weekdays, and then would go right to practice or lift or a game. So for me, it was go.
Do you want to stay here?
Yes. Simple answer, yes, I do. I've been thinking of ways to make that happen. So we'll see.
Do your parents already know about this decision?
They want to retire here. They're probably wanting to come here before me, but no, they're very supportive. Very supportive. I think also just coming to Puerto Rico, it doesn't seem as big of a thing to come to Puerto Rico. Like my first season not coming here, oh, it's an island. Ooh, I have to take this long plane ride. Ooh, I don't know where I'm at. So having that comfortability, and they've been able to visit me a couple times too. So it's all starting to make sense to be in Puerto Rico.
You won the Progreso del Año.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
To be honest, I was surprised. I don't know. I thought I had a good season my first year, but I would agree. This season has eclipsed what I did last year.
Yeah.
So I was surprised to receive it, but also very, very honored. I think that's just nice to be recognized for the work that you put in, and for people to see the progress that I felt. So just very happy, very honored.
Be honest.
Okay.
You knew that this will happen, because I'm pretty sure that you saw your stats, you saw the way that you were playing, and it was a huge gap, you know, between last year and this year. Mm-hmm. What do you think that, let's put this, what do you think that will happen with Madison if she is not able to play here anymore? What do you think that will happen with you?
look for other opportunities, which is not easy, which is really not easy, especially as a libero. And some players have agencies, they have agents to kind of connect them, and I don't have that right now. So I think that would probably be my next step for my career, to get that representation and to find other opportunities. Yeah, Puerto Rico is my first choice. I think it makes sense. I'm very fortunate position. I'm happy at Juncos, so hopefully that's not in the future where I can't play here. But no, I would still want to find other opportunities and continue playing. I love volleyball.
I think that what you just say is important. You should get somebody that represents you outside of here. Libero, like you say, is a hard position, too many competition, right?
Yeah.
But you did an amazing job. I know that you can continue to improve a lot. Dennis Del Valle. Do you know Dennis Del Valle?
I recognize the name, yes. Libero
from Puerto Rico national team.
Yes.
He is the first and only libero playing in Europe.
Wow, really?
So he did it.
So he did it. Yeah, I was going to say, it can happen.
Chara Venega did it in Brazil.
I didn't know she went to Brazil. Wow.
So
it can happen.
She's playing pro volleyball now. Also, you potentially people with eyes you for that league. For sure. But you know, it's get that representation.
Yeah.
Definitely. What is your favorite place in Puerto Rico so far?
Oh my goodness, my favorite place in Puerto Rico. Man, I think Mar Chiquito in Manatida Beach holds a special place because that's where my family likes to go when they go and visit.
Oh, okay.
What else? There's so many beautiful places. I'm just happy being outside and being in the sun in Puerto Rico. Like,
inclusive where we are right now is beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So every place here is nice.
Every place is nice.
What do you want to do in the next couple of days, months? You know, now that you are making this decision, what will be your first priority to make the decision of where you want to live?
Oh, that's a good question. Honestly, I'm not sure if I have an answer for that right now. I think I'm still working through that process, what makes sense. I don't think right now I'm in Las Piedras. I don't think it makes sense to live up in the mountains. So I don't think you'll find me there. I don't know, because even if volleyball wasn't in the picture, I think I would still
want to
live in Puerto Rico.
That
is
the way that I want to go.
Yeah.
A lot of people right now are trying to get an answer for the question that I just provide to you. But also there is another question that I want that people hear from you. So I need that you provide a message to those libero that have right now 13, 14, 15, 16, you know. A message that they can feel that everything is possible.
Man, I think a big thing for me is to have people that truly know you and support you. And for me, that's my parents. They gave me strength. They know who I am. I wouldn't have been able to achieve anything without them and their guidance and support. So I think if you can find that, that's really been an important thing to help me believe in myself when it doesn't seem possible. I would also say just not letting anybody else's opinions or expectations affect you. And there's going to be many, and there's going to be many people that say, you can't do this, you're short, you're whatever, it's not possible, you should look at these smaller schools. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. And again, you know yourself. Figure out your why you play volleyball. And honestly, sky's the limit. You just ignore those other opinions and figure out what works for you, figure out the people that you need to meet to find those opportunities, what you can learn from other people, how you can get better yourself. I would say focus on those things rather than the limitations that people will set on you, because you can see examples that's you can do a lot more than what you think. You really can.
Wow.
Well,
And she did it. You did it.
thank you.
A message to fanaticada
Fanaticada.
of volleyball in Puerto Rico and especially Valencianas de Juncos.
Yes. I would say thank you so much for accepting me and supporting me. And I feel that when I play, and I play for you guys and to represent well. And I'm proud to represent Juncos and to have that support system and be in that environment. I think for me, it's been a struggle with, I've always been proud to be Puerto Rican. I've always felt that in my heart, had that. My dad, he instilled that in me. But again, I lived in Ohio. I never came to Puerto Rico. I didn't grow up speaking Spanish. And so for me to come to this island and be accepted and supported, like, I don't think I could put into words how much that means to me. So I think just a big thank you for those people that do.
Madison Cruzado en Fuera de la Cancha. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.